Alright, hello once again, Jeff Scott of Rankin Technical College. I've been going through a series of video presentations based on the PowerPoint slides for Murox, HTML5, and CSS3 4th edition, which is one of the textbooks used for the Rankin Technical College AWD, Application and Web Development 1000 Web Development Technology class. So far, if we look through the table of contents, I've gone through all of Section 1. I'm going to hold off on Section 2 for a little bit and start on Section 3 right now. So I'm about to start on how to work with images and icons. Before I do, I very quickly wanted to show you, I've got a couple pictures here, and this was a screenshot I took from my phone from running the leavemeathome.com website from my phone. So I just wanted to show you that indeed I can run this on my phone. All right, okay. So let's get started. Again, Chapter 11 in the book is on how to work with images and icons. I should mention to you too, this is not an apology. This is just me being honest, trying to be forthcoming, and that is, I didn't realize when I did many of these earlier lectures that I had the 3rd edition of the book instead of the 2nd edition. So there may be times when I referenced a page in the textbook that was a 3rd edition page and not a 4th edition page. If I confused anyone watching these videos, I humbly apologize. All right, I have contacted Murox, and supposedly they're getting me a 4th edition very quickly. So, Chapter 11, how to work with images and icons. We'll talk about images, we'll talk about figures, we'll talk about image maps, different types of images, okay? Some of this stuff to really be able to use it, things like image rollovers, etc., can very well involve the use of JavaScript, all right? Now, we talk about image types in here. Notice we've got 4 types. All right, we've got JPEG, GIF, PNG, and the newer WebP. JPEG, which is like Joint Photographic Experts Group or something like that. Typically, those are used for photographs. GIFs, graphical image format, typically used for logos and things that are of less quality. PNGs, which I believe stands for Portable Network Graphics, all right, it's kind of meant to be a compromise between JPEG and GIF, kind of the best of both. And WebP, if that stands for something, I don't even know what it is. All right, when you create an image tag, these are things, the first 2 are required, the second 2 are desired. If you're going to create an image tag, which is one of those HTML tags which does not have a closing tag, you need a source. In other words, you need an image. Common sense, good taste, and really demand also says you have an alt tag. What does that alt tag do? It does a couple things. First of all, if you put a wrong path or a wrong file name in, what will show on the screen will be the alt tag. Even more importantly, that alt tag is what will show for people who have, for example, a browser for the blind. All right? And it's just considered the right thing to do. It's more or less as mandated as it can be. The height and width are not mandatory. You may want to very well put them in, all right, because what that does is it tells the browser how much height, how much width is set aside for the image. Now, there may be times you don't want to put it in, especially when you're starting to work with the more mobile sites where the height and width may be changing. All right, so height and width we just mentioned. So here's an example. I'm not going to use theirs. I'm just going to go grab an image. I know I've done this before, but I think, you know what? It never, ever hurts to have more and more practice with this stuff. Hopefully you agree with that. So let's do this. We've been working with this San Joaquin thing. So let's come in there and do this. Well, I'm going to, inside of a hyperlink, I'm going to say Oh, I think we can put an image right inside of here. IMG source equals, we'll fill that in a minute. Alt equals, we'll fill that in a minute. We'll put in the width and the height. All right, so we'll have all that in there. Now, notice we've got a bunch of double quotes and double quotes. You really shouldn't do that. These should be single quotes here and here and here and here. All right, so I'm going to put in here San Joaquin, and I know why that's still purple. We'll fix that in a minute. California. All right, and what I should have done is right there at the end of this, put in my ending double quote. All right, plus I need that one. There we go. That should be correct. Now, I'm going to go out here, and I'm going to jump into Google Images, and I'm just going to put in here San Joaquin. That'll work. Nice picture right here. So let's do a file. We'll save the image as. I'll save this right to, it's a JPEG. Save it right to the desktop. And I'm just going to call it San, short for San Joaquin. All right. Now, is this on my desktop? Yes, it is. So let's take a look. You'll get to see my desktop. Not real whoop-de-doo. It's my granddaughter. And let's see. There it is. And it is 1400 by 622, it looks like. 1400 by 622. This is going to be a big picture. So the source is just going to be San dot. What was it again? Was it a ping or a JPEG? I'm sorry. JPEG. And let's see what that looks like. Oh, and we'll say picture of San Joaquin, CA. All right, so let's save and let's run this. And it's not showing us anything. Wow, not anything. And it didn't look like it was commented out, so why am I not getting anything here? I'll tell you what, let me break this way down. I oftentimes do this as I'm trying to come in here and debug something. It can help. href, there's the beginning image, there's our ending image. Beginning href, ending href, ending a tag, beginning a tag. Well, let's try this. I'm going to just grab everything that I've been using in here previously, and I'm going to comment it out. And the reason I'm doing that is I just want to see if there's a problem with a picture or there's not a problem with a picture. And it's showing San Joaquin, so there is something wrong with my tag. That should be going there. Well, let's make sure that let's see, this was ranking desktop index, and let's double check. That's not what I want. sand.jpg. Well, let's just do this. Let's remove, for now, sorry. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take this, put that right there, and I'm just going to pull out the image tag. All right? Because I want to see if the image tag is working. In fact, we'll do that outside of here. All right. Image source equals sand. Alt equals, no, not that, which I don't need, and I don't need that. All right, so let's see if that fixed it. There's the picture. So the picture's coming up okay. It didn't like something in my href. But when we look at what's here, here is the source. Oftentimes you'll have a file or folder called images or img, and you'll put it in there. This is the alt, and you already saw that. Okay, the picture of San Joaquin, that's what showed when I had a problem with my href tag. And I set up the height and I set up the width. Again, both of these are optional. You can see again that the image tag is a tag that is, there's a non-ending tag for it. Sometimes you'll see it put like this, which doesn't hurt anything. You'll notice if I put that in, go back to where I was here, and refresh, there's no difference. All right? Wish I knew what the problem was, and I'll try to go debug it later. All right, so there's the HTML, and then they resize. So notice we can come in here and resize this. Not only can we resize it with HTML, or with CSS rather, which is a better idea than what I'm about to show you, but if I wanted to scale this down, all right, I'm going to cut this in half, which would make it 700, and I'm going to cut this in half, which would make it 311. And you'll notice once I do that and I come back to my picture and I refresh, I cut it in half. All right, I tried to keep it proportional for the way I was doing things. All right. Okay, so let's keep on. So we could have used CSS for this also. Notice with the image they gave it an ID of small, and there they set it. So either way it would have worked. So there it is, bigger picture, smaller picture. All right. Accessibility guidelines, again, you must always code an alt attribute, period. For images used for decoration, so if you were just putting a border that you were using, all right, an image for a border, just code that as the empty string. There's no reason people need to know what that is. All right. You can align images horizontally and vertically. Notice there's a vertical align property, and these are the different words that you can use with this property. Bottom, middle, top, text bottom, and text top. So how do you want to align something? All right, so notice they vertically align these in the middle. All right, so here's the images before they were aligned and after. So you might say, what's the difference? Notice how the text was down on the bottom. All right, here the text is centered. And you may think that's not a very important thing. But I'll tell you what, when you are creating a website, you're trying to bring people to your site, every little bit helps. The more professional you look, the better off it is. Properties for floating images, float and clear. Float is oftentimes used if you want to float text around an image, and you can see that here. Clear is used when you want to stop floating. So here's an example. So notice we've got our image, then we've got an unordered list right underneath it. Now the image tag, to my knowledge, I believe that the image tag, I'm going to say it's an inline tag. All right, but the UL is not. So what we're saying here is float the image to the left, which pushes that way over and then takes the unordered list and basically sets it right up so it's the unordered list is floating around the image. All right. Now, one of the newer things to use with images is to take the image and put it in a figure tag. A figure tag is one of the new HTML5 tags. So here is an example. There's a figure caption. Now you can do this without using figure tags. But again, the idea with using these new HTML5 tags is they are what are referred to as semantic in nature. If you're not real familiar with the word, I just look at it as the idea is the tags are more self-documenting now than they were in the past. So a browser for someone who is challenged might be able to figure out that this is a figure better than just having an image tag. So you've got a figure tag, so the image is in a figure tag. Underneath the image, and you can put it above as well, is a caption that goes along with it. Notice that we're displaying that block. All right. Picture elements that for adding multiple picture resources. Let's see here, I'm about halfway done. And I'm at 16 minutes. I think I'm going to stop it right here and make this into 2 presentations. All right. So this will be the end of part 1.